Welcome back to our channel. Today is Tuesday, a beautiful day to absolutely lose our minds over the latest Genoa City drama. Grab your snacks and a massive cup of coffee because we have a lot to unpack today and I am fully vibrating with energy. Oh my god, I'm screaming. I literally cannot even deal right now with what is happening on the young and the restless. I am actually shaking just thinking about it because the level of drama is off the charts and I am so invested I am acting like these are real people doing real things and I am personally offended by their voices. Okay, but listen. You guys know I am way too emotionally invested in this show, but this whole situation with Victor Newman, Jack Abbott, and Patty Williams is honestly the most unhinged thing I have ever witnessed on television. I was eating dinner and literally choked on my pasta when the realization hit me about where this storyline is actually going. Like, my jaw dropped. I had to pause the TV and text my friend immediately because the writers are setting up the most insane, wild, iconic backfire in the history of this show. And I am here for it. Also, I'm absolutely terrified. Seriously, the audacity of Victor Newman is just I can't breathe. I literally cannot breathe. Oh wait, before that happened, actually, let me back up because my brain is going a million miles an hour and I keep remembering things out of order. We have to talk about what Victor actually did to Jack because it is insane, by the way. Victor literally kidnapped Jack, kidnapped him, and not just like, threw him in a basement somewhere in Genoa City. No, he put him on an abandoned yacht on Lake Michigan. And then, and don't even get me started on that, he brings in Patty Williams. Crazy catty Patty. Who does that? Victor literally used a severely mentally unstable woman to drug Jack, pump him full of narcotics, and force him into a compromising situation just to destroy his marriage to Diane Jenkins Abbott. The sheer evil of it. I was yelling at my screen. Why would he do that? Like, Victor has always been a ruthless corporate overlord with that smug mustache, but this is actually crossing a line into supervillain territory. He literally drugged a man to ruin his life. Not okay. The audacity. I'm done. Wait, did I already say that? Whatever. Anyway, so Jack is completely traumatized. Right. He's a victim here. He was locked in a cabin, out of his mind on drugs, and Patty took total advantage of him. But Diane, oh my god, Diane needs to get it together. I swear, she totally flips out. Instead of being like, oh my poor husband who was drugged and held hostage, she acts like he willingly cheated on her. The absolute delusion. She literally packs her bags, moves to the athletic club, and slams the door in Nikki Newman's face when Nikki tries to play peacemaker. And honestly, Diane is being so dramatic and hypocritical. Tracy Abbott literally went to the mansion and read Diane for filth, reminding her that she faked her own death in 2011 with a morgue body and Deacon Sharp. But Diane doesn't care. She is so mad she actually teams up with Victor. Yes, the man who kidnapped her husband. I can't even. My brain is melting just thinking about how hypocritical Diane is being right now. Okay, where was I? Right. So Diane is out of the picture, conspiring with the enemy, and Jack is spiraling. He's depressed. He's losing his mind, and he has no one to turn to. So who does he run to? Nikki Newman. Obviously, Jack and Nikki have this deep, complicated history, and they are always leaning on each other when their marriages fall apart. They were literally sitting at society, eating French fries, and Jack is pouring his heart out to Nikki. Nikki is feeling so guilty because Victor only targeted Jack because Jack saved her life when she was drinking. It's this whole messy, trauma-bonded friendship. And Nikki is the only one who truly understands what Jack is going through right now because she knows exactly how evil Victor can be when he wants to destroy someone. Jack is leaning so heavily on Nikki for comfort, and they even shared the super warm, emotional hug that Diane actually caught them in, which just made Diane even more furious. But here is where the absolute nightmare scenario comes in. Mark my words, I'm calling it now. This is going to end badly. Patty Williams is still in Genoa City. Yes, Patty. Victor just unleashed her and left her to wander around like a ticking time bomb. And Patty is completely delusional. She honestly believes that the night on the yacht meant something real. She thinks Jack was electrified by her and that she rocked his world. I'm dead. I am literally deceased. She actually said that out loud. Patty is living in a total fantasy world where she and Jack are star-crossed lovers who are finally meant to be together. She sees Diane packing her bags and leaving, and in Patty's warped, unhinged mind, this is her moment. She thinks she is going to slide right into the Abbott mansion and become the new queen of Jack's heart. She thinks she won. Honestly, I am so stressed just typing this I can feel my heart racing. Patty is watching everything. She is stalking Jack. She is waiting for her chance to pounce. But what happens when Patty realizes that Jack isn't pining for her at all? What happens when she sees Jack spending all his time with Nikki Newman? Oh my god. I literally just got chills all over my arms. Patty is going to see Nikki as the new threat. In Patty's mind, she already eliminated Diane or Victor did, whatever, same result, and now Nikki is the only woman standing in the way of her happily ever after with Jack. Patty is going to lose whatever tiny grip on reality she has left. She's going to go full psycho mode on Nikki. The more Jack leans on Nikki for support, the more Patty is going to notice it, and her jealousy is going to absolutely explode. I forgot to mention earlier, but Patty has a history of doing absolutely insane things when she feels threatened or jealous. Remember all the crazy stuff she's done in the past. She is not a rational person. She claims she's rehabilitated, but let's be real, she is still completely unstable. If she thinks Nikki is trying to steal Jack from her, she is going to target Nikki. And I don't just mean she's going to glare at her across the room at the athletic club or send a mean text. No, Patty is going to put Nikki in actual, physical danger. I can literally picture it now. Patty sneaking around, watching Jack and Nikki hug, her eyes going all wide and crazy. She's going to concoct some wild, dangerous scheme to get rid of Nikki once and for all. It is going to be so dramatic, and I am going to be glued to my screen. And this is where the irony is just as delicious, but also terrifying. Victor Newman orchestrated this entire thing. He brought Patty back. He set her loose on Jack. He thought he was this brilliant puppet master controlling everyone on a chessboard. But if Patty targets Nikki, if Patty actually hurts Nikki, that is literally the one thing Victor never wanted to happen. Victor loves Nikki more than anything, even though they're currently at war, and he's been publicly humiliating her and locking her out of Newman Enterprises because she tried to help Jack. If his own twisted plot with Patty ends up putting his wife's life in danger, Victor is going to lose his mind. He is going to completely break down. At this point, I'm yelling at my screen, just imagining the look on Victor's face when he realizes what he's done. The absolute shock, the regret. Victor Newman never admits he's wrong. He's always like, I did it to protect the family, but how can he justify this? He literally handed a loaded weapon Patty to his enemies, and that weapon turned around and aimed right at his wife. I am seriously losing it over the poetic justice of this, but I am also so scared for Nikki. She has been through enough. She's currently dealing with Diane faking a car crash and framing her for attempted murder. Jack is attacking her in the media because he blindly believes Diane's tears. And now she's going to have a crazy stalker coming after her. Give this woman a break. Seriously, Nikki cannot catch a break in this town. Okay, but listen, imagine the scenes. Imagine Jack and Nikki are having one of their secret meetings, maybe trying to figure out how to survive all this chaos, and Patty is just lurking in the shadows holding a weapon or something. Patty might kidnap Nikki. What if she locks Nikki in a basement somewhere? Or puts her on another boat? Oh my god, the parallels. If Patty kidnaps Nikki, Jack is going to have to be the hero. Jack is going to realize that his connection with Nikki put her in danger, and he's going to go tearing through Genoa City looking for her. And Victor will have to team up with Jack to save Nikki. I literally cannot breathe. The enemy's forced to work together because of Victor's own stupid, arrogant mistake. It's actually cinematic gold. I was literally pacing around my living room thinking about this. Victor is going to have to look Nikki in the eye and admit that his obsession with destroying Jack almost got her killed. He is going to have to beg for forgiveness, which he never does. Nikki is already saying their marriage is completely unrecoverable this time. She told Victoria that. She literally said Victor crossed a line he can never uncross. If she finds out that Victor's pawn is the one who attacked her, there is no coming back from that. Nikki will divorce him so fast his mustache will spin. And honestly, he deserves it. Why would he play with fire like this? He knows how dangerous Patty is. He knows she's unhinged. He just didn't care because his hatred for Jack blinded him to the consequences. And don't even get me started on how Patty is going to react when she gets caught. She's going to be screaming about how Jack loves her, how Nikki is a home wrecker, just total chaos. I can see the mascara running down her face now. It's going to be iconic daytime television. I'm calling it right now. The writers are setting up the ultimate downfall of Victor Newman. He thought he was playing 3D chess, but he actually just set his own house on fire. The hubris, the absolute arrogance of this man. He thought he could control Patty Williams, but nobody controls Patty when she gets an obsession in her head. Jack is her ultimate prize, and Nikki is just collateral damage in Patty's sick, twisted fairy tale. Wait. Did I already say how mad Jack is going to be? Because Jack is going to absolutely destroy Victor when he finds out. Jack is already out for blood because of the Jabot takeover. Diane and Victor literally stole his family legacy right out from under him. If Nikki gets hurt on top of all that, Jack will stop at nothing. He and Nikki might actually take over Newman Enterprises together just to spite him. I mean, Phyllis is currently running it, but Jack and Nikki could find a way to blackmail her or something. Honestly, the ripple effects of Patty targeting Nikki are going to tear Genoa City apart. I am so invested I am acting like these are real people doing real things, and I am personally offended by Victor's choices. Like, how could he be so reckless? Seriously, I need to go lay down because my heart rate is way too high right now. But you guys have to admit, this is the only logical conclusion to the storyline. Patty is a loose cannon. Jack is vulnerable and leaning on his best friend. Nikki is the emotional crutch that Jack desperately needs. It's a recipe for absolute disaster. Mark my words, Patty Williams is going to strike, Nikki Newman is going to be in the crosshairs, and Victor Newman is going to have to choke on his own massive, catastrophic mistake. He is going to have to admit he was wrong, and it is going to be the most satisfying thing ever. I'm literally counting the days until this airs. Okay, I'm done. I need to go drink some water and process my feelings before I actually explode from the stress of it all.